Good morning, everyone. I am Vishnu Jagtap. In front of all of you, I am presenting the Economics Time newspaper headline. So, first of all, India has 3 to 5 years China plus one window World Bank presidency. Next, US co to make solar panels in India, no China input. Next, government agrees to opposition demand for Manipur debate. Next, biological diversity bill expected to be taken up today. Next, effect of a fortified alliance to be visible in parliament. Next, India factory for C20, C295 parts to go live this month. Next, VI pays only 10% of SUC and license fee for June quarter. Next, Tata's to charge up EV play with European 4 billion UK battery plant. Next, Dunzo delays salaries till September. More layoff seen. Next, no big reforms till LS polls S&P. Next, ADB keeps GDP forecast at 6.4%. Next, does and don't likely for big digital costs. Next, domestic fund equity exposure at all-time high as bull run continues. Next, SBI likely to rise up to rupees 10,000 crore via 15-year infrastructure bonds. Next, fresh laundering case against Naresh Goyal. Others, 8 sites surged. Next, retail revenue grows 7% in June on slow uptake of end of season sales. On page number 2, politics section in that government ready for rules based Manipur debate, India Sikh PM statement. Next, effect of fortified alliances will be visible from today. Next, Mayawati says BSP will go it alone in LS polls target Congress it allies. Next, green bills lined up for passage, biological diversity bill set to be taken up today. Next, 5 arrested in Bengaluru, serial blast averted, says Karnataka police. Next, BJP MLA throw papers at chair. Next, Aeronautic Trust FCRA license suspended. Next, 15 killed, 17 injured at Namami Gange project site in Uttarakhand. Next, Supreme Court grants regular bail to Tista Stalwad terms. Gujarat High Court reason perverse. On page number 4, pure politics section in that hearing on Assam delimitation. Next, landslide kills 10 in Jammu. Next, C295 India factory for main parts to go live this month. Next, Pakistan readies fresh supplies for arm for Ukraine. Next, heavy rains lash Maharashtra, disrupt traffic, flood homes. Next, Trinamool team seek more relief measures in Manipur. Next, we can learn from each other. Next, Indian economy. On page number 5, in economic market in that Sensex closes over 67,000. Next, rupee slips 4 paisa to 82.08 on strong dollar firm crude. Next, HDFC Bank says it will nip in the bud any manager transgressions. Next, local funds equity exposure at record high as bull run continues. Next, oil up has US supply tightens. Inflation worries ease. Next, IndusInd Bank jumps 4% after robust quarter one. Analyst says it can rise 27% more. Next, SBI likely to rise up to rupees 10,000 crore via infra bond. Next, RBI likely to maintain status quo in policy. Next, Wall Street ticks higher and adds to its big rally following profit reports. Next, Bernstein sees US stock return slowing over coming decade. On page number 6, smart investing section in that Reliance kept to infuse rupees 200 crore into insurance arm. Next, trading restriction mandate applicable to all listed cause. Next, Bank of Maharashtra quarter one profit soared to rupees 882 crore. Next, analysts maintain bullish calls on ICICI Prudential Life. Next, some Vardhana plans overseas bond yields to rise up over $500M. Next, L&T FinNet doubles on growth in rural loans. Next, Kotak Quant Fund may suit sophisticated investors. On page number 7, companies section in that NCLT admits insolvency plea against Neptune Ventures. Next, VI pays 10% of license fee. SUC dues for Q1 SIC more time to pay rest. Next, smartphone market seeing recovery. Next, Dish TV board rejects minority shareholders' request for EGM again. Next, it's seasonal flu, not COVID this time. On page number 8 in brand section, in that India fails to break into top 100 student cities index. Next, Tata set up EV play with European 4 billion battery cell gigafactory in UK. Next, Jeep look to reboot its India presidency as competition heat up. Next, DMart online grocery unit sales cross rupees 2000 crore but losses widen. Next, consumer deal activity almost halves during June and January period. Jan-June period. Next, Reliance Bharat Benz unveil luxury concept H2 powered coach. Next, Bikaji Food buys 49% in Bhujial Bhujialalji. Next, DGCA audit finds inadequacy in Go First plan to restart ops. Next, Top B school tweak curriculum has formed Sikh hybrid manager. Next, Major League Cricket making a big impact in US. On page number 9, company section, in that drug regulator warns against cough syrup containing folcodine. Next, new modern Dharavi will produce millionaires, no slumdogs Adani. Next, cabinet note to new press bill. Next, portal to collect data on suspicious drugs in the works. Next, BCC Kids debut in India on Prime Video channel. Next, ED files fresh money laundering case against Naresh Goyal Adar. Next, Foxconn unit looks to build operational facility in Tamil Nadu by next year. On page number 10, in around the world section, in that UK inflation falls below 8% for the first time in 15 months. Next, Sunak popularity sink to lowest. Next, EOSS failed to lift sales for retailers this year. Next, Goldman Sachs profit doubles on real estate hits banking slump. Next, electric vehicles overtake diesel for first time in EU. Next, Mumbai police file FIR against Italian designer Valentino. Next, RBI likely to maintain status quo in next monetary policy. Next, British political candidate uses artificial to draw up election manifesto. Next, ADB retains India's economic growth outlook at 6.4% for current fiscal year. Next, Microsoft and Activision extend merger deadline. Page number 11, economy section, in that ex Intel head Rai is invested India CEO. Next, re-auction of PLI for batteries soon. Next, major digital players may get advice on do's and don't. It Next, no big reform seen till LS polls. Rain may wait on prices S&P. Next, US at WTO. India allows GM cotton mustard at home but blocks imports. On page number 12, edit page section, in that counting down G20 agreement nicely. Next, not just a conservation point. Next, first stop pitching. Next, now will NDA defeat India? Next, longest flights. Next, is doing business for differently abled. Next, Omen Chandy, a people's leader. Next, honey over healer instinct. Next, no middling managers. Next, the non-homing cheetahs give up. Next, let us allow praise EDITS and acronym. On page number 13, economic finance section, in that the tycoon who urged Messi to pick MLS over Saudi Arabia. Next, James Cameron calls for regulation of tourist submarine seals. Next, submersibles. Next, bigger, richer, unpredictable. Next, scientists have found a hot spot on the moon's far side. Next, genes for memory and learning are over 650 MN years old, says study. Next, what to know about the millionaire in ensnared in Singapore's graft probe. Next, Rohit ruled out major changes. Next, India to open campaign against Pakistan on September 2. Next, Jemima All-Rounder Show helps India level series. On page number 14, disruption section that cash strapped Dunzo seek a lifeline, defer salaries to sept. Next, e-gaming cause await clarity as reputation taxation fears rise. Next, fintech firms fear disruption has GeoFin release entry plan. Next, GST official at upgrade co says routine survey. Next, non-profit Sahamati works on AA constant fair use framework. Next, Tata Comms quarter one net profit down 30%. Next, IT serves seek increase in US H1B visa quota. Next, OTT app join the big fight against Google's bill policy. Next, TCS wins new digital transformation deal from GE Healthcare. Next, 93% for informal workers seek social and health benefit over higher pay study. Next, Cognizant appoints sick women in top leadership roles. Thanks that much for today. Thanks for watching.